Hello student, in this video I am going to discuss about the basics of coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry is a branch of our maths which deals with location of our points in a plane. Let us understand the concept of coordinate geometry with some examples. Now here I have an example. This is a plane surface containing tile and there is a one tile in which some scratches there. If I have to tell to any other person which tile exactly contains this scratch, so I have to find its address. I will say from right hand side, first, second, third row, and first, second, third, fourth column. In the third row and the fourth column, this scratch is there. So it means to locate exact position of this tile, I started a reference point from the right hand side. First I move horizontal and then I move vertical distance. So students, two things are very important here. One is a reference point and second is the horizontal distance and second is the vertical distance. Now here when we are talking about the GPS system also working on the coordinate geometry. Here I have to locate any point in a plane. So first of all, suppose this is your starting point from the left hand side. First you move horizontal distance and then the vertical distance. So again the two important points here, one is the reference point and second is the horizontal distance and second is the vertical distance. So these are important terms for coordinate geometry. Let us discuss the basics of coordinate geometry. For locating a point in a plane, we have to divide a whole plane in four parts. For this we draw horizontal line and then a vertical line. Horizontal line is known as x-axis, vertical line is known as y-axis. Where they intersect, they are known as origin. On the origin, right hand side to origin, all the values of x they are positive. On left hand side of origin, all the values they are negative. It means horizontal distance is measured by x. About the vertical distance, that is y-axis, upward direction it is positive, in downward direction it is negative. You see whole plane is divided in four parts. These each parts they are known as quadrant. First quadrant in right hand side on the top, second quadrant to left side, third quadrant in downward direction and fourth quadrant in right hand side, and they are moving in anti-clockwise direction. And this whole plane it is known as Cartesian plane. Now let us discuss the coordinate of a point. How to define the coordinate of a point? For defining a coordinate of a point, I am taking a point P in the first quadrant and our reference point is always origin. We always has to start from the origin. First of all, we move right to the origin. Right to origin means perpendicular distance from y-axis. That movement is known as x coordinate or also known as abscissa. Means from here to the point P. This perpendicular distance from y-axis or horizontal distance is known as abscissa. Abscissa you also understand by movement, that is right movement or left movement. Then vertical movement, it is known as y coordinate, perpendicular distance from x-axis. It is known as y coordinate, also known as ordinate. So this point P is specifically written as pxy. X stand for x coordinate, y stand for y coordinate. This is the representation of a point in a plane. And the few more things to observe here in the first quadrant. If any point lie in the first quadrant, its address is always written in this form positive. Positive means when you move right, x is positive. When you move upward direction, y is positive. So in first quadrant, x and y both are positive. In second quadrant, we start from the origin, we move to left hand side, x negative. We have to move upward direction, means y positive. So x negative, y positive. In the third quadrant, x would be negative and y will be negative. So in third quadrant, both x and y, abscissa and ordinate, they are negative. While in the fourth quadrant, when we move to the fourth quadrant, Our movement is right means x positive and downward direction means y is negative. There are few more important points to understand. The coordinate of origin, it is always 0, 0. Because we are not moving right, we are not moving left, neither up nor down. So the coordinate of origin is 0, 0. We always start from the 0, that is a reference point. And the equation of x-axis is y is equals to 0. Just to understand this concept here, suppose I am marking any point here, this is point 1 and this is the point 2, this point is point 3. If any point I am writing on x-axis, suppose this is the point A and we want to write the coordinate of a point A, it will be 1, 0. And the coordinate of a point B, it will be equals to 2, 0. Because we are moving right, we are not moving up and down. So it is important to understand here on x-axis y is always 0. So that's why the equation of x-axis is y is equals to 0. And general coordinate of any point on x-axis, it is x0. So general form of any point which lie on x-axis, it is in the form x0. Similarly, if I am taking example of a y-axis, on y-axis, suppose this is the point here, this is the point 2, and we want to write the coordinate of point 2. We are not moving right and left, so it is x is 0, y is equals to 2. Suppose this is the point 3, this will be 0 and 3. It means on y-axis, x is always 0. So equation of a y-axis is x is equals to 0. And general coordinate of any point on y-axis is 0, y, because on y-axis, x is always 0. Let us do some problems related to coordinate geometry. Now here is the problem. Find the coordinate of following points. Now here are the points given to you: P, Q, R, S, and then we have point A, B, C, D, and E. We want to write the coordinate of these points. Let us find the coordinate of a point P. Since point P lie in the first quadrant, as the point P lie in the first quadrant and we start from the origin, we have to move right. How much right we are moving here, this distance is not given to you. Just check the opposite distance, 4. It means for the point P, abscissa is 4 and ordinate upward direction, that is 3. So for the point P, it is 4, 3. So the coordinate of a point P is 4, 3. Let us check the coordinate of a point Q. For point Q, we have to move left. We start from the origin, we have to move left. How much left we will move? It is 2 unit left. So for the point Q, left -2 movement. Then we have to move upward direction. For upward direction, this distance, total distance, we have to count here. As you see this total distance, this is 1 unit and this distance is 3 unit. 3 plus 1 total is 4. So that's why y coordinate is 4. For the point R, point R lie in the third quadrant. For point R, we start from the origin again. We have to move left. How much left we have to move? This distance is not given. Check the opposite one, that is 7 by 2. So x coordinate is -7 by 2. And the y coordinate is downward direction, which is -3 by 2. Point S. For the point S, this is the point S lie in the fourth quadrant. Right hand side, we have to move from the origin 1 unit. So x coordinate is 1. And for y coordinate, this total distance we have to count. This total distance, for counting this distance, from here to here this distance is 3, and from here to here distance is 3 by 2. 3 plus 3 by 2, that give us -9 by 2. Now let us check the point A. For the point A lie on x-axis, and on x-axis y is always 0. From 0 to A, this distance will count here, that will be 4 units, so coordinate will be 4, 0. For the point B, it will be 1, 0. Point C lie in y-axis, so coordinate will be 0, 3 unit. Point D, left hand side of origin, and on x-axis it is -2, 0 for the point D. I hope the basics of quadrant geometry is clear to you. Thanks for watching this video.